Alright, party people. Well, welcome once again to the Party of One podcast, the actual play RPG podcast where the gaming table is always set for two. I am your host, as always, Jeff Stormer. This week on the show, we are joined by Samantha Day once again for the second half of our Hard Times Wrestling Spectacular. Will the rivalry between Shut It Down Sharon Brown and Circe go down in the record books of Epitome Wrestling, or will it crumble like a tumbling wood tower and fade into nothingness? Only time will tell. You'll have to listen to find out. A quick promotional note before we dive in. Obviously, you could find Hard Times on itch.io. We'll find a link to that in the show notes. But did you know that I also wrote a hack of an Alex Roberts role-playing game about professional wrestling? Doing the Job is a hack of For the Queen, about a group of wrestlers, all of whom have been booked to participate in a legendary, prestigious wrestling tournament. The catch is that none of those wrestlers have been booked to win that tournament. Every player at that table, you, the wrestlers, the people booked in this tournament, is going to, at the end of the night, go home a loser. Or rather, you're going to lose, but you are not a loser. And this is the story of the people that come together to fall short to create a great night of professional wrestling. Anyway, the reason I mention this is because we're going to be offering a special bundle of Hard Times and Doing the Job, two different hacks of Alex Roberts' written role-playing games based on professional wrestling. We're going to be offering this as a special bundle. You can get both games. It's really cool. Watch twitter.com/partyofonepod. Watch the show notes for this episode. Watch itch.io. You'll find the link to that. You'll be able to get both games in one spot. It's going to be exciting, and I'm very, very excited to do this. It's going to be very cool. And with that said, let's go ahead and throw it over to our wrestlers already in progress and wrap up this wonderful story.
This next scene is heating up.
Mm-hmm.
In the sense that our feud is getting hotter. Obviously, that's what that means.
Yep.
So it's another match. You know, the tournament is over. It's long over. You didn't win it.
Yeah.
So this is just, you know, us being booked against each other because, you know, you tried to towards the forces of darkness. I sent you to my empty hell dimension. You had to claw yourself out. We have even more beef than we had before. So,
yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Entrances. Mine's even more sinister. The crowd is eating it up.
And I come out wearing, like, my gear, but also pieces of, like, demon armor. So, like, a demon epaulet, because I have fought my way out of hell. So, like, I've got, like, one epaulet, like, one big shoulder pad, and, like, you know, just, like, I'm bandaged up, and I, like, come out, and I think I don't even get into the ring so much as I just start, like, grabbing ring crew people and throwing them, and I am just, like, full-on rampaging. This is no longer just about beating you. This is about tearing down Epitome Wrestling, so I am just, like, grabbing people and, like, slamming them down. When I finally get in the ring, I'm kicking at the people at ringside. I have no posse here today. It is just me in like, a torn-up robe and demon armor, just, like, staring at you as and throwing just a shit fit.
And I think that Circe's reaction to all this is just, like, a very faint smile. She's seen the darkness in you, and she approves of it. And, you know, I think you come to stop before her. And who's taller here? Sharon or Circe?
I think Sharon.
Okay. And she just, like, I like it if, like, there's a really big height difference, too. Mm-hmm. Like, Circe's a little tiny high flyer, and Sharon's
Sharon is, like, average, like, worldwide, like, big promotion height, but it's one of those things that you don't realize that average big promotion height
is, like, 5'7".
Yeah, is, like, huge on the indies.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It's true. Yeah, so, I think Circe's, like, 5 foot if she's anything. So, like, she reaches up and touches Sharon's forehead and says, "Come to peace. You have sojourned in hell. You're free now."
And for a moment, I, like, almost dropped to a knee.
Mm-hmm.
And then I choke. Like, I pick you up and choke slam you.
Oh my god. Circe flops like a fish.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I'm making you look good right now.
And I think I'm also making you look good because I almost do, like, break. Like, I almost do... Also a 12.
Cool.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I also do just, like... Because I think you have that moment where you are just
Do you, like,
the
show
epitome
vulnerability? Do you, like, show your vulnerability?
Yeah. I am, like, almost... You've clearly conveyed that you were in this power position, but then I rebuke it and you flop like a fish. Like, we both make each other look like $1 million damn bucks.
100%. Yeah, the crowd goes nuts. Naturally. And, like, the bell, like, rang 5 minutes ago. So, Circe kips back up to her feet and sweeps your legs out from under you.
And I think I immediately do a kip up. You know, you kick the feet out from under, I go down, and I immediately am just back up as if nothing ever happened. No expression on my face, and I'm just, like, looking at you, and you do it again, and the exact same thing happens, and it's like, this isn't the Sharon Brown that we thought we had seen before. Like, this is a much different... This is a Sharon Brown that seems to feel no pain and seems to know no reaction. And so I come out, I'm making myself look good here. By just, like, no-selling everything.
I love a good no-sell. I love a good no-sell. A no-sell is when a wrestler hits a big move and the other wrestler just does not react.
Love it.
I love it, yeah. For the viewing audience. I feel like we're using a lot of wrestling terms that we're not defining. But yeah, fuck it. Fuck it.
Everybody knew what they were getting when they started this episode.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, so yeah, maybe a running the rope sequence. I love a good running the ropes.
I get down with that.
Yeah. Like, she very much, like, you run at her and she, like, fully vaults over you. But that's pretty standard Circe stuff, so I don't think I'm making myself look good there.
And I try I catch you and I'm about to go for a German suplex and you do just the dopest thing possible, which is like, I go to like throw you back and you just do a full flip and land on your feet.
Land on my feet. Yeah. And then, okay, land on my feet. Enziguri to the face. And then I book it back across the ring and hit you with the fucking, I don't know, missile drop kick? Yeah. A missile drop kick is a drop kick from the top turnbuckle. What's a turnbuckle? You know what? I'm not finding anything else. Suffer.
Yeah.
Cut that if you want. I don't care.
Google is here for you.
Yeah, Google is here for you. You know, the first time I played Worldwide Wrestling, I didn't know anything about pro wrestling. So the GM, who was the person who got me into wrestling, a couple months later, like, had to draw a diagram of the ring and, like, explain to us, okay, these are the ropes. This is the apron. These are the turnbuckles. The apron, as we all know, is the hardest part of the ring.
Hardest part of the ring.
Oh, by the way, you don't want to get on the apron because it's the hardest part of the ring.
This is true.
This is a joke about the commentators always reminding you that it's the hardest part of the ring. And like, yeah, it was very silly and I knew nothing. And here I am. Yeah. So yeah, missile drop kick.
And yeah. I hit the ropes in the position for like a 619. You go back, you go for it, I catch your feet. And, like, I set you up and do the, like, the catapult, where I, like, fall backwards when I've got both your feet, and you're in between the middle and top rope.
Oh, no.
So you just bounce between them, bounce, and then I, like, pull you out and just drop you.
And I think she's just on the ground after that exchange.
Oh, and I go for the cover. This is... Yeah, I go for the 1 foot, like, taunt cover.
Oh, how rude.
Right?
How rude. I I think that she kicks out on 2, like right on 2. What's the next sequence?
You kick out. I lock you in like a clover leaf. And I'm like a real low one. Like I've got you like, you're like vertical and I've got you in this clover leaf as I'm trying to just like tear out your knees.
Oh, if I can't go to the top rope, I can't. If I don't have knees, I can't go to the top rope.
Yep. And I think I drop it. I think I let it go. I think I let it go specifically because like the ref is checking on you, and I just like I drop it and just straight up like throw the ref into a turnbuckle because I'm no longer interested in even winning. I'm just interested in hurting people.
What have I done?
You have made a monster.
I made a monster. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Also, I think that Circe is booked to win this match, but it costs her.
Yeah.
It costs her big. So yes, the big deep clover leaf. I gotta stop saying deep. Whatever, it's gay. And blah, 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 the rest of the match happens. Let's just skip to, like, the sequence where I win.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so maybe it's one of those things where, like, we're going back and forth on the turnbuckles for a while.
Yep.
So, like, you know, we exchange blows on the turnbuckle, one of us falls off, exchange blows for a while, you know, one of us is down in the ring, I go for, like, you're down in the ring, I go for a frog splash, you get your legs up, I flop around like a fish, for an amount of time, you know, then we do that shit all over again. I end up in the Tree of Woe, and finally, like, I don't know, your turn, I'm in the Tree of Woe.
I'm running for you to do, like, a sliding, sliding clothesline into the Tree of Woe. Mm-hmm. Like, take your head off. You actually, but at that moment, you, like, free yourself from the Tree of Woe, you grab my head with your feet and drive me headfirst into the turnbuckle. Like, in a Hurricane Rana. I am completely, like, staggered, which sits up, which allows you to, you don't hit the avalanche power word kill, but you hit the Spanish fly and, like, are able to get to, like, eke out the 3 count. And it's one of those, like, I kick out at 3.5. Mm-hmm.
But it's too late.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I feel like we did some moves there. I feel like we got carried away there describing our cool imaginary wrestling match, but who gives a shit? Let's resolve what moves we did.
All right. I think I made you look good.
Yeah. Yeah.
13.
Yeah, Hurricane Rana.
I would also say I think you made me look good by virtue of, like, having me get the knees up and then selling for me.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I do love a good sequence where, you know, somebody's going from the top rope and bam, the knees up.
The knees up is a classic.
Yeah, truly. Okay, so that's a 5. You know what? We're looking pretty good on the scoring front. Mm-hmm. Like, we're not close to killing our tower.
I think we're doing pretty good.
We're doing pretty good. So yeah. Cool. And I didn't hit my finisher properly.
Yep.
Ooh, you got me rattled. Yeah.
So what's and I think that's the end of the scene, right? Is like, yeah. I think it's that, like, I kick out at 3.5. I stand up and we're just, like, face to face, and then the lights go out and you're gone.
Hell yeah.
And then, here's where the twist is, and I'm making myself look good here. The lights turn out again, and I am gone.
Oh no! What dark powers have been conferred on Sharon?
Right?
Did Circe intend for this to happen?
There's a lot of questions. I have so many questions.
Are we? Let's be the commentary desk for a moment.
Sharon Brown has made her career as a no frills needed striker submission expert, a knockout artist, if you will, but this is not in her normal wheelhouse.
Yeah, what happened to her when she was in Circe's dark dimension? Did Circe intend for this to happen, do you think?
Could this be an initiation? And if so, what is Circe's long-term game plan?
I couldn't tell you.
A lot of questions. A lot of questions. Anyway, coming up next, we've got our Intercontinental Battle Royal. 32 competitors. It's going to be a lot of fun.
A lot of boys piling on each other. After this break. Okay, alright. Pretending to be the announce desk is very much not in the book, but I'm digging it.
I love it. It's fun.
Yeah. Cut this, but like, I've only played this once with my roommate, and it was kind of a mess, like in a good way. So, this is basically a playtest.
Great. This is going great.
Yeah, I'm invested. I'm very invested. Okay. So another thing I kind of want to work out, because this would have been determined, well, maybe it would have been determined at some point, but like, is Sharon Brown ultimately booked to take the title off Circe?
I don't think so. I think this is you successfully defending the promotion. But here's what I think. I think this is us being booked into it. Like, now I'm thinking this is us being booked into a tag team.
A word. So, an initiation into, my dark coven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think backstage, this is like us both. This is, backstage, this is you saying, backstage, this feels like to me backstage is me having left the big company, you being the consummate independent, and me basically going like, I need to work with you for a period to like to learn what it's like to not have that as my end goal.
Yeah, I fucks with that. Yeah. As a game, this is not really very interested in, like, the actual people behind the gimmicks, but like, yeah, I like that a lot.
That feels like where this is headed.
I bangs with that. Okay, so the next scene. Oh no, it's your turn to pick the next scene, right?
It's got to be an attack.
It's got to be an attack. Who's attacking whom?
I think I'm attacking you. I think it's that. I think this is a match that is being released for free on their streaming service because it takes place entirely in the dark dimension, in which I just appear there and just like, ambush you. And suddenly all of the things we saw in that YouTube video, like, I am doing to you, and you are suddenly on the defensive. Suddenly it's like you go to like kick out my knee and you fall flat on your back because there was no one there. There was no one to kick, and suddenly all of the things that you thought you could do are I am suddenly in control and doing myself.
I love it. And for some reason there is a wrestling ring in the dark dimension.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe like the lead into this is, I was posting my solo training from the dark dimension, and I was running the there's a montage of me running the ropes in the dark dimension and practicing moonsaults onto a smushy thing in the dark dimension and so on and so forth.
Oh, and, you know what it is? I got a suggestion.
Do it.
The camera follows you up, and there's like a dummy. You're gonna hit a dummy. You're gonna hit a dummy with like a 450. And the camera follows you up. You jump down, and then I put the knees up. Like, suddenly the dummy is gone, and it is me, and the knees are up.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what the? How did I turn into a dummy? Or how did a dummy turn into Sharon Brown?
Yeah. And like, okay, I feel like a bell rings, but like, what's like the weird distorted ring? Maybe like it's a deep bell tolling.
It's like a gong.
No, I like it if it's like a deep church bell.
I get that.
Like
I get down with a church bell. That's dope.
Yeah. Like dung. Dung.
And I think the visual thing that I'm picturing, I'm going to go audience reaction here and say, like, robed figures just, like, slowly start filing out and, like, surrounding this ring. as these, like, souls are watching this.
Yeah. Oh my god, are they the souls of all the people I've vanquished?
Oh, that's really good. That's very good.
Yeah. Shit. My cat is freaking out outside the door right now. He's a very stupid boy and doesn't understand why he can't be with me.
I understand that. That is my cat every single recording.
Poor buddy. He's not used to me, like, not being accessible to him. But also, my mic is like, oh my god, I have like the really shitty, like, stock stand for this mic, and it will fall over at the lightest breeze, so, like, he cannot be in here with me.
My cat will jump up here and start to scratch at me, because she's like, why are you stop talking to yourself, and will, like, try to get my attention. I'm like, I can't be fighting a cat right now. Yeah. Cats! I love them. Okay, so, this attack. Alright, so, yeah, I hit the 450, I bounce. I burp. The souls of my past opponents. I feel like I've banished at least one, like somebody's exit from the promotion was me banishing them to the dark dimension. And one of the souls is strongly implied to be, no, it's who I won the title off of. Yep.
I banished them to the dark dimension. And, out of kayfabe, they just, like, retired.
Yeah.
But now they're in my dark dimension.
And they're like, they're like the ring announcer, like, so we see them front and center, which is how we establish, like, that these are the souls of the banished.
Right. So, yeah, I feel like we don't need to fully describe this match.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of me, like, it is I drive this because it's me attacking you, and it's just like submission after submission as the like crowd, the souls start to slam and start to like smash on the ring, or like on the, like, they start to pound the apron as I'm just like submission hold after submission hold, and I finally like get you up, DDT, Dragon Sleeper, and this is, me putting the finisher on you, and you just go out as the crowd, and then suddenly the crowd is all gone, and it's just you alone in the ring.
Oh, man. You know what would be cool? If you... Okay, here's the thing. Off the record, I have to go look up what a Dragon Sleeper looks like.
It's,
okay, no, I see it.
It's Sonata's finisher, yeah.
Yeah, what if you just, like, choke me out?
Love it.
And, like, you put me to sleep. You literally put me to sleep.
Love it.
Yeah. But I spend a whole lot of time, like, fighting it, and I get to the ropes, like, twice, and every single time you drag me back in. And I think that at one point I even get out of the hold for, like, one aching, hopeful second, and then it's too late for me. I have created what I fear the most.
Yep.
Damn. So yeah, I feel like this was me making you look good, because you absolutely stomped me. You made me no fear.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the last shot of this YouTube video, incredible production values, is me laying down by myself in the middle of the ring as the souls of the vanquished slowly disappear around me, and I'm reaching up into the darkness with one arm flung over my face. And then I just let my arm drop to the side, because I know that there will be no answer for me. Yeah.
Extremely good.
Extremely good. Okay. So... do we want to do career high? If we do not just have a complete blowout and get through all scenes, do you want to do career highlight, backstage segment, and then the pay-per-view?
That feels right.
Yeah, okay, so career highlight is next, and I want this to be like one of the promotion's smaller pay-per-views, because like
sure.
there's two big pay-per-views a year.
Yeah.
This is like the less important one. And my title is on the line. There's some kind of like promotional package about how I created this darkness and I need to send it back from whence it came. And this is just going to be an absolute slapper of a match. It is going to whip, it's going to bang, it's going to be endlessly gifed on Twitter. And of course you're booked to lose, but... Yeah. But it's, you give me one hell of a fight. So I think that I come out accompanied by the souls of the vanquished.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Like did you watch the... Fuck it, I'm just gonna call it. Did you watch War Machine in NXT?
Yeah.
You know that entrance they had where they came out with all the big meaty Viking boys?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that, but they silently line the catwalk, which I'm sure there's a name for it, but I just call it the catwalk. Mm-hmm. They silently line the catwalk, each holding a single actual real lit candle. I don't know how we got permission for that from the venue.
We didn't. We
didn't. That's what I was going to say. We super did not. And yeah.
And I think as they're coming out, they all come out, they have their candles, and then they all blow them out at once. And that's when that's when I'm just looming behind you.
Oh my god, we don't even get to the ring.
Nope.
Before it starts, before we start wailing on each other.
And suddenly all the souls of the damned make sense because they are literally just holding the audience back.
I
think we both just made ourselves look good.
Yeah, because I just had a really sick entrance and you just also had a really sick entrance. Alright, so I got an 18. What'd you got?
I got a 1.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So let's just describe a couple of the really cool spots from this match.
I throw somebody into you.
Who is it?
Just, it is the vanquished soul of Kid Vicious. I, pick them up and just hurl them at you outside of the ring. Mm-hmm. And it's you and 6 of the souls of the damned all just go tumbling down, but, I am literally just throwing bodies.
Is this a match where we trash the announce table?
Yeah, this is when we trash the announce table.
Yeah. I think, so I think that was making yourself look good, first of all, by just throwing a whole ass body at me. I think that another spot in this match is, one of my signature moves is, a double foot stomp. Oh my god, I need a warlock name for this.
Meteor Swarm? I was gonna say Meteor Swarm, what was your suggestion?
Flesh to Stone.
Flesh to Stone is very good.
Yeah. So yeah, I hit that on you. But it's after we've fought on top of the announce table for a while. Mm-hmm. Totally improbable move. You are laying on the announce table. I get back in the ring, run, bounce off the ropes, and somehow springboard from the top of the ropes all the way to do a double foot stomp onto the announce table.
Yep.
And we fully break the announce table. Yep. As one does. I'm making myself look good.
I think the end of this match, I think that we continue to brawl, and the end of this match is this is at this point. I think that they declare this is a falls count anywhere, brawl leading up to our final pay-per-view match. Mm-hmm. They're just we can't contain. I think they've already called this. Here's what I'm gonna say. They've already called the match. I've already lost by disqualification because I threw a body at you. Which is technically a foreign object. And I think at this point, we're just destroyed. It's just, this is us setting the stage for, this has to end. This has to end definitively. And it ends with you doing the power word kill, not just off of the turnbuckle for now. But, there's a moment where you almost get me off of, a rafter or a catwalk, above.
Oh my god.
And we start to, inch towards it, and people are oh no. But then, I fight my way through, and then you hit it off of the turnbuckle. We fight our way back down, and you hit it, and it's the first time that I've just been dead since walking through hell.
Yeah. Yeah, shit. Okay. I feel like those were moves. I feel like me letting you fight your way down because I was fully going to hit the power word kill.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't going to, of course not. Like me letting you fight your way down was definitely, me making you look good because that's fucking terrifying and yeah. You who have gazed into the eternal night, fear nothing.
And I think I make you look good by virtue of, like, I don't move. Like, this is the first time that people have seen me, like, really just get the crap kicked out of me.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so next is backstage segment. Also, before we even get this, okay, so this has to end. What is the big stipulation for our pay-per-view match that we're going to reveal in this segment?
It is a dark dimension, it is a gateway to hell match.
Okay.
There is it is that the loser has to be literally, there's going to be a gateway to hell. And the loser has to be thrown, not just like dragged, but thrown through the gateway to hell. And
oh my god.
Like there are departed souls who will like hold spears and they will like close the gate of hell and therefore banish you into the dark dimension.
Fuck yes. Fuck yes.
And so I think that's the backstage segment is it is you summoning the gateway to hell. And this is when we first see it. This is when we see the ghostly guards.
I entreat with powers beyond human comprehension to grant me this favor. I've created something horrific. I've created a beast. My own hubris has brought this into the world, and I need to send it back from whence it came. Something is riding Sharon Brown. And I will reach into her, and I will pull it out of her. Alright, your turn.
And the smoke bellows, and the camera pans slightly over, and Sharon Brown is now just standing next to you and says, "It is time that we lay this to rest. It is time that we put to bed this nightmare that has spawned between us. One soul will walk away. The other will face eternity in the shadow dimension."
Agreed.
It's
gone on too long.
And then we just get a lingering shot of the gateway to hell, and then that's the end of the segment. And now it is time for the final showdown.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say that this is me raising the stakes.
Yep.
Yeah, because I've summoned a literal hellgate.
Yep.
Okay. So at some point, like, we had to we pitched this to creative. What does this look like?
They had to build a second entry ramp, like, that they are gonna wheel out and, like, put down while all of the lights... Well, no, I think that this is sort of a Halloween Havoc where there's just, like, this... It's just there the whole time to remind people, because obviously this is the main event. So the whole show, there's just this gateway with these two departed souls with spears locking this gate, and people are just like, well, shit, this is the main event. This is gonna be a good hell match. You get people taking selfies in front of the gate of hell. And now it's time for the pay-per-view.
Fuck yes. Whoo. So I'm thinking about the undercard. I'm thinking that, like, the undercard, you know, there are other titles on the line here. There's, like, I don't know, here's one. The House That Hoss Built, which is for competitors 226 pounds and up.
Yep.
I'm going to my old GM's not my old GM's notes, but the GM's notes from the last game of World Wide Wrestling. I played. And
There is the Open Challenge Championship match, which is a match that has to be defended in an open challenge on every single television event. So the champion has no way of knowing, and it's how they introduce a lot of surprise elements and like, oh my god, what's this person doing here? And also a lot of like novelty, like, I can't believe they're gonna get this person to compete. It's like a good great little comedy thing, usually, or like either a hot match or a comedy segment to start off the show.
Yeah, and I think there's also like a house band that's playing.
Yep.
And their gimmick is that they're just like literally Norse gods.
Yep.
They're thinking about changing that on account of like weird white supremacist shit, but for the moment they're letting it rock.
Yeah, they kind of have to. Like they kind of have to at the moment. Like they're too deep, but they're definitely like, we need to change this.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that there is definitely a guitar.
For sure.
Yeah. And they like do like hard rock renditions of both of our themes as we are played in.
Yeah.
Okay, so we haven't really gotten too much into looks, but like, what are our big fancy pay-per-view costumes?
Sharon's she's lost the shoulder pad. Mm-hmm. She's back in the robe, but the robe now has elaborate angel wings on the back. Like,
holy shit, I love it.
It's the same kind of robe, just with big giant wings, and she has like a full-on skull mask that she wears to the ring.
Okay, Sonata.
Full-on Sonata style.
And
so it kind of blends that supernatural element in with this very kind of like fight sports outfit.
Okay. So I think that Circe usually wears like a flowing robe to the ring, but like this one, once again I'm coming back to Alice Black. Maybe it has just like a giant embroidered tarot card on the back.
Okay.
In like gold thread, and it is obviously the Tower, and you know, all black everything, and like a sort of like tall golden crown.
Yeah.
I'm making that one Shinsuke Nakamura entrance look.
Love it.
She is coming as the Night Queen.
That's dope. It's fantastic. Love it.
Yeah. Oh my god, let me find this look. Where is it? Oh, this one. Here we go. This, but like, make it fashion. Make it like actually fashion. Oh, that is a very long link. That's not what I meant to copy image address. There we go. That one.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. Once again, this, but make it like actually fashion.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I'm sorry. That's rude. Shinsuke is very fashion.
Shinsuke can make it. The look isn't good, but Shinsuke makes it work. Your look is actually good.
Yeah. But remember, kids, as pro wrestlers with raw charisma, you can pull anything off.
It's true. That's really all you need.
In wrestling, as in life.
So, the match gets underway.
Yeah.
I think we break from the traditional format, and we start out with Sharon as just like an unbreakable, like a mountain, right? Mm-hmm. You know, chokes, like start out with like a choke slam, like leaving nothing on the goddamn table. Mm-hmm. A lot of like, you know, you do a flip, you do like the flip, the Sasha Banks flipping axe kick, and I catch you and just Alabama slam you down.
Fucking A.
It is just full on, like, I am a titan here.
Yeah.
And
I think...
Please.
I think my counter to that is like, I don't know, I slowly back you into the corner, and like, I'm real little, but I start chopping you to death.
Yep.
Chop forearm, chop forearm, chop forearm. To like try and break you out of this trance you're in. And I'm screaming, fight me, the whole time.
Oh, and I finally do, like, grab your arm. I grab your arm and just immediately, like, flip you into, like, a Kimura. Mm-hmm. And suddenly it's like, oh, Sharon's back. Sharon's like a little, and then suddenly I let it go when I like just kind of stand up. But like there's these, and I think we see a few of those, right? We see a few of those moments where it's, you just bring a fire that forces me back into like fight sport mode.
I love it.
And then it's blank face.
Yeah. So I think that as my efforts to bring you back escalate, I'm definitely making you look good.
Sure.
Yeah. That's fucking real.
Yep.
That's real. And this is like a very non-traditional match, and I think the crowd doesn't really know what to make of it. Like, they cheer for the spots, because we're two incredibly competent wrestlers, and we do cool spots, but also, like, yeah.
And I think that, like, as you kind of start to break me into the thing, we start having, like, the real match between us as I start to drop a little bit of the supernatural shtick.
Mm-hmm.
And we start having a little bit more of the match of, like, you do a really cool high-flying move, I alternately will either sell it like the Dickens or catch you and put it into a submission. And we're finally now giving the crowd, like, the match between us that we've kind of promised this whole time, that we kind of took the long road around.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're really seeing, like, me counter your flying stuff outwit my ground game, and we're finally seeing us kind of as, like, tall standing equals.
All right, so let's go into describing a few spots. Like,
there's definitely one where you go for a frog splash. I put up the knees again, but like, rather than have you flop, I immediately catch you and like spin you into like a crossbow.
Fuck yes. Alright, so that's definitely making yourself look good.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And like there's another spot, you know what I fucking love? I fucking love a Hurricane Rana.
I love Hurricane Ranas.
Oh my god. My roommate, who is more interested in being like thirsty about wrestling than like, she's okay with me knowing them. She's okay with not knowing moves. She calls it a pussy takedown.
Sure.
So yeah. Do I just fucking spike you into the stairs at some point?
Yeah.
Yeah, fully. And then...
And they're not like the steel stairs, they're those like real like cheap looking like not fully like assembled chairs, so I catch a corner of it and it's just Blood City.
Yeah. I was going to ask you how you thought about blood, but like,
I'm fine with blood. Blood's good.
I love blood.
Blood's good.
Blood City. Is it like the Cody Rhodes Mask of Blood?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, like after this, like I grab you by the hair as the ref yells ineffectually from the ring. The ref is just terrain, let's be real. The ref yells, I stare deeply into your eyes and like I press my forehead to yours and get a good look at you.
Yep.
And I start to drag you to hell.
You drag me towards the gateway. We're at the gateway. We're doing the big final closing spots, and I grab one of the spears from the guards, and I just like break it over your back.
Oh my god! Yes. Yep. Oh my god! Do you just like
I grab the spearhead and I cut your forehead with it.
Yeah. So now we're both rocking like the blood mask. Yeah. And I think this transitions into us, like, actually going back into the ring because, yeah, we got some blood going on. Let's work this for a little while longer. We got, like, a 30-minute time limit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. And I think at some point, like, that broken spear gets used, like, as a kendo stick would be used.
Right.
That's like Schrodinger's. Because you broke it, I'm the one who gets to use it as a kendo stick. And I just beat the bricks off of you with it. Yeah. I also think that this stick is, like, nearly as tall as I am. Because I'm not very big.
At one point, you climb up to the top turnbuckle and like, drag me up to do the avalanche, to do the power word kill. And I just shove you towards the gateway and you go flying off the top rope onto the floor and tumble. And I just, like, jump down almost like a double stomp from the top turnbuckle onto the floor and just start, like, Terminator walking towards you.
Oh, my God. And, like, I back up. Like, there is real fear in my eyes. I start, like, backing up, you know, sort of like crab walking away from you. This is me making you look good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There we go. And I think we're outside the ring, and, like, I am luring you toward we're both going toward the gates of hell. Yep.
I think I have an ending, if it's all right.
I was about to say, how do I eventually get you into the gates? How do I get you into the gates?
Here's how the gates. You grab me, like you're draw me over. You're afraid. I back you up. I rush at you. You grab me. You Spanish fly me through the gates. We both go in together. The crowd is hushed for a second, and you
one
basically
hand.
one hand out, and you crawl your way out of hell, and then the crowd explodes.
Yes. And I shut the doors, and I grab the other spear, and put it over so that you extra can't get out. And then I stand on top of it, and I just, like, full Joshi scream my supremacy.
And then that's the closing shot of the pay-per-view, is you screaming, and it fades to black, and that is the feud. And that is all that we wrote.
Ooh!
So we look at our heat level, which is 26, which is immortal. This was an immortal feud.
Wait, no, here's the thing. So beyond being immortal, because we made it to the last scene without our tower falling.
Oh shit, right.
Hey, congrats. This particular chapter of your feud is over, but your story sure isn't. You've made something beautiful and memorable together. The audience respond to you. Your t-shirts sell like hotcakes. Therefore, Creative is going to ride this train as far as it can. Take turns narrating an epilogue that describes the arc of the rest of your feud. Make it as elaborate and fantastic as you like. Wrestling is the spectacle of excess. Enjoy everything.
This is when we get made into a tag team. Like, this is when, I think it's sometime later, like, you're cornered 2-1 and the lights come out, or, like, you turn the lights out and they come back on and I'm in the ring and the crowd loses their shit. Mm-hmm. And it's we beat them down together, and that's when Creative is like, well, you're stuck together now. You are the Demon Warriors.
I love it. Yeah. And, I think we're, like, of course, a very successful tag team.
Yeah.
We hold the tag belts for a very long time, and, drop them, get them back, drop them, get them back.
Eventually, I think people, like, kind of forget that I had, like, the shoot fighter gimmick, because eventually I do just kind of come into my skin as, like, Demon Warrior. And it's just, we formed this really powerful duo, and we both kind of, have solo careers along the supernatural stuff, and it just sort of reinvents Sharon Brown after Worldwide Wrestling of being, like, a person with a new career.
Yeah, I like that. Like, Circe taught you how to have fun with wrestling, and, like, I imagine that this is the most fun that Sharon's had in a long time.
Yeah, I think that's part of it, is, like, I think we're finally just, I think we're both just like, well, this is just us enjoying it, right? Like, this is us just having fun with it.
And the audiences can tell that we are having a fucking blast.
Yeah.
This is great. Yeah. And maybe we start, like, our own little stable.
Yeah.
Like, we have acolytes.
For sure. And I think it's a lot of the, we drag people into the dimension, and then when time is right, like, we people will come and go. We get a lot of part-timers, or people who are, like, retired-ish. We'll put them in the stable so that we can bring them out for, like, a pop when we need them.
Yeah. Do we ever turn on each other?
I don't think we ever turn on each other. I think there are times when we fight, but I think there's a lot of, like, we fight, we go to war, Crimson masks abound, and then afterwards we, like, hug it out. Like, I think there's a lot of, like, we are willing to destroy each other, but it's because we both understand the darkness that is the darkness dimension.
And, like, yeah, I don't actually have anything else. Yeah, so,
I think that's it.
I think that's it. I think that's Fuck yeah!
Yeah, hell yeah!
Fuck yeah!
That ruled.
That was sick!
And then, our tower did not fall. We had an immortal feud. We squared off. We have now this legendary tag team. Thank you so much for coming on and playing with me. This was so much fun.
Thank you so much for playing my game. This is amazing.
Oh, I loved it. This was a blast.
Wrestling is good.
Wrestling is so good.
Wrestling's so good.
Wrestling is so good.
Huh.
Well, real quick, before we wrap up, where can people find you, your work, and Hard Times online?
You can find me at Passerins on Twitter, and you can find all my work, including Hard Times, at passerins.itch.io.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for playing with me. This was a blast, and for now, I'm going to throw it over to me in the future so that he can wrap up with the show. Take it, future me. Thanks, past me. And thanks again to Samantha for coming on to the show. That game was... It was everything I love about professional wrestling, which I think is pretty much the highest praise that I can give it. Be sure to check the show notes and pick up your copy of Hard Times. It is a great game that I cannot recommend enough. And be sure to follow Samantha on Twitter at Passerines, that's Passerines. Then, while you're on Twitter, follow us at Party of One Pod. Then like the show at Facebook.com/PartyOfOnePodcast. Join our Discord community at bit.ly/PartyOfOneDiscord. Talk to us about the show, about professional wrestling, all of the things that you want to talk about on a given day. Gritty, it's all there, it's all represented. That's bit.ly/PartyOfOneDiscord. If you enjoy the show, consider leaving us a nice iTunes review, giving us a social media shout out, telling a friend about the show. Help us grow and do bigger, better, and cooler things. I deeply appreciate it. It makes me happy every time I see it. Another way that you can support the show is through Patreon at patreon.com/JeffStormer. That supports not only the podcast that I create, but the games that I design, community support efforts, all of that cool stuff. The last way that you can support the show is by listening to another podcast that I make called All My Fantasy Children. All My Fantasy Children is a character creation, storytelling, and world-building podcast powered by you. Every week, my best friend Aaron Catano-Size and I take a listener-submitted prompt. We spin it into an original fantasy character, and we populate a shared universe one story at a time. New episodes drop every Friday at allmyfantasychildren.com. Party of One is, as always, produced and edited by Jeff Stormer and Jen Frank. All music for the show comes from the song Infinite Lives, featuring the D&D Sluggers. If you would like to inquire about advertising rates, coming onto the show, press appearances, all that kind of stuff, you can email us at partyofonepodcast@gmail.com. And that's it for me. Until next time, thank you so much for listening. Remember to fight the forces of fascism every single day. Remember that self-love and self-care are radical and defiant acts of resistance. And you know what? There is one more thing. One more thing that I want to say today, of all days, on this episode of all episodes. I want you to know that I am reaching out my hand right now. And I want you to know at home that my hand is touching your hand for the biggest gathering, the biggest body of people in this country, in this universe, all over the world, reaching out, because the love that was given to me in this time, I will repay you now, because I will be the next world's heavyweight champion on this Hard Time Blues Dusty Rhodes Tour 85. Party on, everybody.
Never gonna die.